Hi everyone, it's Sue, and today was the day for you to join me on my Spring DIY Dupe Challenge. So all you needed to do was upload your video today with hashtag Spring DIY Dupe in your title and find some really expensive high-end home decor item that you just fell in love with but couldn't afford the price tag. Show us where you found this item, the name of the store, and how much it cost, and then tell us how much it cost you to recreate this masterpiece at a much, much lower cost. Now don't worry if you miss this challenge. There will be more in your future. And in fact, if you join me this Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Indie Annie Jones's channel, I will be doing a live paint and chat with her, talking about some of these upcoming challenges and how you can be a part of them. Now, if you haven't checked out Indie Annie Jones's channel, you have to do it. She is amazing. She is so sweet, so funny, and she does so much to help small YouTubers like myself, and she's very talented and creative. So I will put a link to her channel below in the description box, and make sure you check out her channel this Friday, 7 p.m., where I will be doing a live paint and chat with her to talk about all the upcoming challenges that I have. And speaking of upcoming events, my live stream is upcoming Wednesday, April the 7th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'm going to be doing a paint and chat along with me. Now don't worry, if you're not a painter, you can still come and do the chat part. That's the fun part of the live stream. But if you do want to paint with me, I have a special project in mind. With the warmer weather coming up, I've got spring/summer fever. So I've decided to take on a beach scene and walk you through step by step how to do that in acrylic. So you just need a few inexpensive supplies, which I will put in the description box below. So if you want to be part of that paint night, check out the description box below and it will tell you exactly what you need to bring. So anyone who has uploaded for my Spring DIY Dupe, I will put your videos together in a special playlist and give you a shout out next week. So if you want to see what high-end expensive decor item I duped, let's get started. So I saw this cute coffee cup holder sign from Amazon that said, "Okay, but coffee first." And I thought it was pretty cute for my new coffee bar, but at almost $50, I knew I could do better. Now this original sign was 61 centimeters by 21.5 centimeters, and mine ended up being a little bit smaller, 46 centimeters, but by 21. So I thought it was comparable. Now these wooden signs from the Dollar Tree are really, really good for making signs. They are really high quality and extremely heavy. So I thought if I put 4 of them together, and they are solid wood, that would definitely make a heavy duty sign. Now I didn't have any black metal hooks like they had in the original sign, but I found these plastic command hooks and they were clear, and I thought surely I could paint them to resemble the original wrought iron hooks. And also I used some white chalk paint, some black acrylic paint, and some white and black vinyl for my Cricut Maker. So taking my trusty Gorilla Glue, I thought I would glue all 4 of these pieces of wood together to make my sign. And I didn't really have any clamps on hand to hold it together, so I thought that I would let gravity be my friend. Now at my age, gravity is normally not my friend, but when it comes to weighting down pieces of wood that you want to stay glued together, it worked pretty good. So I glued the 4 together and then let it sit aside to dry. Next, I decided to paint my cup hooks, Now these were not the Command brand ones, they were the Dollar Tree brand hooks, but they still said that they would hold up to 2 or 3 pounds each. So I thought that would be perfect for mugs, or I might not even put mugs on them, I might just put some light decoration. So I decided to take some acrylic black paint and just paint a couple of coats on each one and put them aside to dry. Now that the effects of gravity were done, I laid my sign down. It wasn't completely set yet, but I figured it was laying flat so it could continue to dry. And I decided to paint on the worded side so that I would have a nice clean finish on the back side. And I took my chalk paint, which covers very well, it's very thick paint, and put a couple of coats of white chalk paint all over the entire sign and let it dry. Once the base coat was dry, I took some of my black acrylic paint and a little bit of my white chalk paint, and I was trying to recreate the 2 tones of gray wood on the sign. So I put a little tiny bit of black on the edges of my brush and some white in the middle, and then just dragged it across the top. And then I added a bit more white to the top just because it was a lighter shade of the weathered wood, and put a bit more black in the bottom and just kept blending it until I got the desired effect. Once I was happy with the paint and it was dry, I used my Cricut to try to recreate the font in the sign and cut out in black, "Okay, but first," because I didn't have any gray vinyl, but I thought black would look pretty good. And then I used my white to print out the words "coffee." Now I had some questions as to how to get the vinyl letters on here, and most of you have a Cricut so you probably know, but if you don't, I just cut out the letters and then I used some clear transfer tape to put over top of the letters, and then peeled it off, and then turned it over and positioned it carefully onto the wood, and then used the plastic scraper that comes with your Cricut just to gently rub the letters on and then peel the transfer tape off. But the most important thing I found here was to get it lined up where you want it. So I used my little mini tape measure to measure in 2 inches from either end for the "Okay, but first." Then I affixed those letters in place. Next, I cut out each of the letters from coffee individually and put them on just because I wanted to space them out a little bit farther. So with the transfer tape on there, I just kind of moved them around until I had them in the right spot and used my ruler to make sure they were level. Then I just peeled off the transfer tape and scraped it on with the scraper and put them in place. Now, because of the thick layer of chalk paint, the letters didn't stick amazingly like they normally do, so I might end up putting a layer of Mod Podge over top just so that the letters don't peel off. But for now, I thought it looked pretty good. Got my 5 hooks and I put the 2 biggest ones on the outer edges and just peeled the adhesive off, and they stuck really well actually, so hopefully they will hold up to holding coffee mugs. And then I just spaced them out across the bottom of my sign. So now I will have to put some kind of little hanger on the back of my sign, but adding up the totals from my project came to about $8, which is a lot better than the $50 one I found on Amazon. So let me know what you think, and I can't wait to see your spring DIY do.